pot smoking brothers, moved them in, kicked her daughter out of her bed, and she slept downstairs on the Z bed, which I went fucking nuts at. And then I was still going for checkups for cancer and working. House clearances. I've got to tell you about my house clearance business. Oh, and being a parish councillor. Fuck me, there's so much to put in my book. Yeah, so she kicked me out. Well, she asked me to leave because the brothers were coming, so I went home. And I never went back. I mean, you can't do that, can you? You don't. And I kept saying to her, look, you sure you want me to go? Yeah. And so I fucking did. At which point the daughter is like, will you take me with you? My Corky. God, I love that child. I can tell you the stories, what an experience she brought me up. I love that girl so much. And I miss her more than I ever missed the ex. And I got the dog. I got to keep the dog, so that was great. Bastard. He's on the videos. Gully. Now what, I missed out something. Oh yeah. When I was ill with chemo, obviously not one to sit on my arse, as most cancer sufferers, I started my own business with a mate of mine, Stott & Jones Property Clearance, and my God, we had fun, because then I could regulate my work. So if I was tired, I could kneel down and crawl around on the floor, putting things in boxes. So I used to do that bit. And then we'd do a little bit of heavy work, and then I'd be fucked, so I'd have to sit down, because chemo does that to you. So you couldn't get a job. Go to get a job. Hi there, yeah, do you have any disabilities? Well, I've finished chemotherapy, so, oh, what's that? Well, I drop things, and I fall over all the time. Yeah, I don't think we can employ you. So, okay, so you try getting a job after chemo, when it's like that. So I started my own business, Stott & Jones Property Clearance. Hello, Stott & Jones. And we were very smart, suited and booted. We weren't like the, I can't clear house stuff, alright? Yeah. Yeah, we just turn up suited and booted. A lot of them were deceased estates. I tell you stories about cancer research being bastards to people, to the extent where relatives would say, oh, keeping that, and they would give that to me. Because it was an interesting job. You go in a house, okay, they give you all the things in the house, and then they pay you. Very strange. And we were doing quite well, but then the property market sort of didn't move, so then that went. Phil went off to sunnier climes. Oh, that was so much fun though. We used to have so much fun. My mate got caught looking at a lady's boobs in the lift. Oh, he's terrible. 50 years old he was. And we're sat in this lift together, and this girl took us in there, and she had a fleece on. She had the most lovely pair of breasts. I didn't care. I'm not a breast person. More bum man. And she had these boobs, and we're in this tiny lift, right? It's our first job. We went and priced, and we got it in 9 stories up in a flat, and this tiny little lift, and we had to take everything out in the lift. So we're like, what's going on here? What's going on here? Oh, fuck's sake. What is going on? This is ridiculous. What is going on? Oh my God. Well, that wasn't dangerous, was it? So, yeah, we started this business. So yeah, oh, looking at the boobs, wasn't it? So I'm trying to drive and do everything and give you guys stories. So yeah, we're sat in this lift, and it's like really quite close. Lovely girl, and she'd give us the keys and was showing us around the flat. So she came with us, and I caught my mate looking at her boobs. So I'm like, oh shit, looking at her boobs. And it was one of those moments where he looked at her boobs, she was talking to me, she looks at him, looks down at her boobs, he looks up, and she looks back at him. It was like a comedy sketch, looking at her boobs. Because then I looked at her boobs, because I looked at my mate, I looked at her, we looked at me mate, saw her looking at her boobs, so then we both looked at her boobs, the lady with the boobs. So she looked at her boobs, I looked at her boobs, then she looked up at us. Phil sort of didn't know what to do, at which point I said, are you looking at her emblem? And she had this like the estate agent's name sort of embroidered into the thing. Yeah, he says, where did you get that? And she's like, oh, I don't know. Because we had actually been looking for these, getting our stuff Stott & Jones done. We used to always have black shirts, black trousers, black shirts, not t-shirts, shirts to do our house clearances. Because they're only like four quid from Mataland or something. So somebody obviously got a fucking manufacturer in that. That we used to wear shirts because that's what we had to do. I thought you had to. That's crazy. They're putting all that lovely stone on all that bloody burden. It's just going to turn to a swamp when it rains in a bit, and that's what he's doing. He's waiting to come up and dump some stone. So anyway, crazy building. So yeah, that was quite funny. We used to be very dignified in everything. We find anything high value, it'd go back to the owners. We found bank books and paperwork we used to give back. Found a snag list for this bungalow, which was hilarious. Because we used to read all this shit, you know. We used to know more about the relatives than the relatives. Mr. Kempthorne's brother was handed his medals posthumously after being shot down by a liberator coming back from Canada by friendly fire. All this stuff we learned, and we used to once every couple of months we would send I'm a bum man, sorry, send a box to the Imperial War Museum, and we'd send a box off with like stuff in it, love letters from the war, things like that. Some of the stuff wouldn't have a big resale value, so we would send it off to them, or we'd give it away to people. We used to have people from the council ring up who'd been given a flat. So these guys would have been homeless, they would have been allocated a place to stay, a flat, and they'd ring us, because we went to them and said, look, if people need furniture, give us a ring. And we used to have guys ring up and they'd be like, oh, well, we'll pop round and see what you need, because I think we were in the area with one guy, and we still all the time. People used to be in tears. And they'd say, oh, we'd go round, we'd say, well, what sort of state are you in? Well, I've got a kettle. Right, great, you've got a kettle. And anything else? I've got a kettle, 1 pan, and 3 cushions that I'm sleeping on in my sleeping bag in a flat. Right, so you'd like some cutlery? Well, yeah, whatever you can get. So we'd literally fill the van with stuff, because we'd always had stuff in the double unit. We'd fill the van with stuff. So everything from pots, pans, crockery, cups, saucers, plates, knives and forks, microwaves, table and chairs, furniture, beds, a mattress, everything you could possibly imagine to furnish a flat. Yes, it would be quite dated. Yes, it wouldn't be the in thing for people to buy. Yes, we would probably make money on it, but by the time we'd loaded it in the van, took it to the auction, waited, maybe had to bring some of it back from the auction and dispose of it, it's easier just to get rid of it and give it to someone, do something a bit for the planet. And we used to turn up, and then we'd say, oh, and we always used to down, well, we've managed to make a few little bits, well, anything would be good. And then we'd take it to the van, open the van, and it would like be full of a house. And they would be like, oh, and they'd be in tears, crying. It was really lovely, you know. So that was the nice part of our job. But yeah, dealing with deceased estates was quite nasty, because it was someone's life, you know. Everything you picked up was someone's life. Every little trinket, everything from Benidorm and things from around the world, they're photographs. Because a lot of the people, we used to box up all these things and give it to the owners and say, look, this is what you need to keep, you know, photos from the war, birth certificates, death certificates, all these types of things that we think that they would need and like, photographs of holidays, all sorts of stuff. Oh, we don't want them. Well, yeah, but you need to take them because it's your family's history. Yeah, well, I don't want them. And they always used to say something that made me laugh, and we're like, oh, have you got kids? Yeah, well, your kids might want to know where they're from. No, I don't want to chuck it away. Right, and you're going to laugh. It used to be like an A4 size box, you know, sometimes, or a plastic box full of goodies. Oh, we know what's going to happen now. I'm going to get blinded. Where's my sunglasses? Oh no! do my sunnies? What did I do my sunnies? Nope. Fuck it. So, I mean, they would turn around to us and we're given this stuff, and they would say something used to really nice. Oh, it takes up too much space. But we had someone who used to like old photographs, so we used to give them old photographs. And we got all these contacts of like stuff we could get rid of, that if we couldn't sell, they would have it. The old people used to, people in homes, we used to take all the blankets to the dog's home. We used to do pre-demolition hotels and stuff, cut mattresses up. So mattresses, tried to do a business cutting mattresses up with Cornwall. So I managed to find out it cost 26 quid to get rid of a mattress in Cornwall. So I went to the council, did a business plan, went on business courses, set up a small business doing mattresses. The mattress management company, where we would deconstruct mattresses and recycle them, completely recycle them. Now, in Cornwall, you won't get a big company come in to invest, whereas a small company like ours, we could have done it. And I could have made a couple £100 a year profit. And that was with a 50% reduction of the mattresses that I know are going into landfill. So yeah, I did it all as a business plan, went to the council, and they were just fucking useless and built an incinerator. Fucking retards in the council. After being told not to. I don't know what that was, but I drove around it. So yeah, that was a bit annoying again. My life in this country, really, apart from my NHS, has been a bit shitty. So yeah, they didn't want to do mattress management. That business kind of went away. Have I told you I was driving a heavy plant, and that's what gave me cancer? I got tickets for dumpers, driving big dumpers. That was fun. 120 ton Tonka trucks I was driving. That was great. Oh, so much fun. Bendies, B50s, Cat 775s. I think this is because I spent all yesterday shouting at my client because he's deaf and won't wear his fucking hearing aids, which is where I'm off to now, so it'll be another day of shouting at him. But I won't be able to because my voice is hurting. So anyway, so I did that. Bendies, driving them in quarries, was one of the only agency drivers that could go to any quarry. Got my digger ticket, so I got my digger ticket, my 180, got that. All the dumpers, I can drive every single dumper. HGV driving. I did recovery work, dragging cars out of bushes. That was good fun. Met some interesting people doing that, and some interesting smack ups. Cars in bushes on their roofs and stuff like that, or cars in bushes and you couldn't find them. Had that before. Oh, you'll have to meet Mr. Gary out there. Why will I have to meet? Because you won't find it. Yeah, just give it. You won't find it. And I get there and I find Mr. Gary sat in a lay-by, and I'm like, where's the car? He says, here. Where? And he's gone straight over this hedge, done an air, jumped the hedge, and ended up in brambles like higher than the car. So funny. And it was a nightmare to get into. I had to take loads of my pieces of wood in my lorry and like make like channels through the brambles to get to this car. And I said to Mr. Gary, I said, how are we going to get, and I took like loads of extra straps, cable, winches to winch it like 800 feet down this, through these brambles. And I said to Mr. Gary, I said, I'm going to drive it out, because it was only brambles. So I drove this Golf out. Oh, brilliant. And you couldn't see, the brambles were above your head. It was so funny. So that was a good one. That might go in the book. Was knocking around with a couple of girls. FBs, I think we call them, buddies. So I enjoyed myself while I was single. I've just had the best life. I just feel that, like, some of my friends who've had their lives made up, you know, they've gone through school, they've been indoctrinated into daddy's business, and that's all they've done. You know, they go on holiday, they got a big house, they got posh cars, but they hadn't done fuck all. But anyway, I was going to my land, so I sold my land. Fucking hell, I'm trying to get it all in before I get to work. Sold my land. Then I split up with a girlfriend, so I left the money with my mum, 50 grand. I spent some of it, so I had £29,000 left. Then my mum died, Then I found out she spent it. So this Christmas just gone, I found out I had no money left. Literally no money. I sorted out all the funerals, sorted out all the mortgage with my dad, sorted everything out, sorted the banks out, got my dad a £27,000 payout and said to my dad, I wouldn't mind some of that money that I've managed to sort out. Never paid a bill in his life. And he said, if I go on about it, I'm going to disown you as a son. So that's a nice head fuck, isn't it? So your mum dies within 2 weeks, you sort out everything to stop your dad losing his house, and then he says he's going to disown you because you would like some of your 30 grand back. And I had to prove it to him where it went, which was pretty hurtful that he didn't believe me. So yeah, his attitude is, well, it's your fault for leaving it with your mum, which it kind of is, but I'm at risk of losing my mortgage because I've given you the remnants of the premium bonds, and I've also proved to you where all my money went. So you've had a nice life, you've managed to live quite well, you go on holiday every year, your mum had your wife had 38 credit cards that I managed to write off. I think I wrote off pretty much all of them, bar, it was about 15 grand I wrote off, and we ended up just paying dad's ones that she took out in his name, and there was a little bit extra that we took out. What else was there? So yeah, that was an interesting time when my mum died of cancer. Great, thanks mum. You live your life wondering whether your mum liked you or whether she just did it because she had your money and was spending it. So, can't have been good. So that was a shit time. Really shit time, but I was so busy sorting out finances for me dad, I didn't really notice. So anyway, what else have we done? Death Wisher, trying to get himself killed. And you could have stopped a little bit further back, but you got plenty of room. Anyway, so that's that part of my life. That's the most recent thing. And now I'm with an Argentinian who's great, and I'm bringing up a lad who's got no fingers and a club foot and an extra chromosome because he's greedy. So that's got to go in the book. Fucking hell, bringing up a semi-disabled child. Oh, and his dad tells him he's going to kill himself. So I'm having to deal with that. Although he squared up to me the other day, which was hilarious fun. No one fucking squares up to me. I don't care who you are. You don't fucking square up to me, especially a 14-year-old kid who's bigger than me, which isn't hard. Squared up to me. Fucking, he got that. Boff. Sorry, as he falls back on the wall. Sorry, he says. I said, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, I could tell you the one about when I got attacked by my missus's ex. First time in my life I used my Kempo. Fuck, I did Kempo. I did martial arts for a few years. That was fucking great fun as well. I've got to tell him Bob's my best friend. He's dying at the minute. He's allowed to die. Ex-Special Forces, Legionnaire. Fuck me, he's done everything. Vietnam veteran. Was in Algiers pulling toenails off back in the 50s. Fucking mental guy. I love him. I love him so much. And yeah, he's dying at the minute, so it's a bit shit. More shit times. But he's allowed to die. He's allowed to die. He's done enough. And he has wrote a book finally. So yeah, should I write my book? Let me know. There's just so much that has gone on in my life. So much. Lots of little funny little things. Maybe my love of dogs and my animals. Seeing the doggy there, look, Staff look like my gully. Oh, my mully. Yeah. Oh, it smells in foy. It fucking hell, it really smells. Oh, it really fucking smells in foy. Jesus. Whew. Bloody hell. Oh no, it's not me. Right, fuck. That stinks. Foy stinks today. Nice. So, my lovely people in YouTube land, let me know if I should write my book. Because lots of people said I should have, because I've done it, I've coped, I'm still here. We've all been a bit fucking mental and suicidal. Corona, that's been quite funny. Great when you have people on furlough saying, you don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like to stay at home and be paid 80%. It's hard. Really? Try fucking working 48 hours a week, fucking slaving your ass off with delinquents because there's no one to do care because they get pinged or they have corona. Oh, shit, you know. Okay, my loves. Take care, be safe, and speak again.